Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Wednesday, July 27th. It's 9:23 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. Let's rock through this quick. So far this morning, I'm really glad to see that it's not an apocalyptic morning for the markets, be they traditional or crypto. So let's rock through and check it out. And two things we will look at are these new indicators. They're under indicators here, indicators using video. Let me refresh that. Where are they at? No, they're here. One sec. Fresh. Sorry, starting slow here. Where did I put those? Let's have a cached. Here we go. Sorry. Trading view indicators. Okay. Um, Candles by Sam and volume spread for VSA. I will just put those in the live chat right now just so you have easy access to those. We'll go over those once again real quick. Going to try to keep this rocking so we can get to the point and keep going. All right, so Fed decision today. It's not been made as far as I know, but so far it does appear that the markets have this priced in. It isn't like we didn't kind of know what was going to happen. Microsoft and Alphabet earnings soothed the nerves. So basically Microsoft and Alphabet, Google, basically they're doing good enough. That kind of definitely did help. And Boeing, they missed their earnings, but I guess basically overall they had enough cash flow, etc., that the stock is doing all right. So that didn't actually dump the market, and that's really nice. They are a very challenged company down there in Seattle. They're surrounded by the enemy. All right, looking at the magic poop cannon. Hey, I know it's a funny handle here. I'm going to actually copy his Twitter here and put it in the live chat, because really I know it's a magic poop cannon and it's hard to imagine him testifying before Congress, but I think one day we'll actually see that. His stuff tends to be more accurate than not, so I follow it. He mentions on this simple monthly BTC chart, you can see that Bitcoin is setting up to close the second candle ever last month, was the first below the 50-month MA. Also look at that wick on the candle. The 50-month is currently acting as big resistance. Not a good look. It is something to note. I mean, there we go. The monthly candles, boom, under that 200 monthly moving average. And of course, bam. So far, we're starting green right now, but we need to get back above that. That's just kind of darn dismal. So for anybody who is definitely into the bear porn, well, there's your fat material for the day. All right, looking at this guy here. And what is his name? Sam, is that what it is? Oh gosh, what's this guy's name? You know, I'm probably going to screw this up. I forget his name. Anyway, the guy from FTX, the guy's got lots of money. He is buying lots of stuff. And I think he bought the Upstream company for Celsius and some others. It looks like actually this character here with the Richard Simmons looking hair, he is definitely possibly going to help alleviate some of the DeFi disaster that we've had. So this would be very, very cool if this guy alleviated some of the suffering in the market. Many people ask, where is FTX getting this money? Where is he getting the money? It's definitely an interesting situation. So something to watch. I'll put this over there in the live chat. And sorry, I forget his name. I would take a little time and look, but I want to keep this rolling. What is his name? I just call him Richard Simmons. Bitsum confirmed talks with FTX for potential sale on Tuesday. Crap, what is his name? Anyway, who cares? We'll look at it later. I'll do it. Sorry about that. Thinking about doing it live. You just start and you just keep going. You know, sorry, I'm kind of bringing you a bit of a half-ass story there. This guy, whoever his name is, looks like Richard Simmons, billionaire, buying lots of stuff, might possibly alleviate the Celsius disaster, and that would actually be overall good for the market overall. And also, he's looking at pouring some money into other things that definitely alleviate some of our disasters recently with some exchanges and such that have caused market stress. All right, Bitcoin versus USDT here on the daily. Actually, no, I'm sorry. This is Bitcoin versus gold. So this is actually if you bought an ounce of gold with Bitcoin, as you can see, that's not been doing so well. This one's hard to read. How about this? Let's look at this. PAXG versus, so basically PAXG BTC. So if you bought PAXG with Bitcoin, as you can see, that's been somewhat profitable recently. Looking at the daily candle, not doing too bad. Right now we're under the 50 moving average, kind of dumping, heading towards that 20 WMA. We're well above the 200 moving average on the daily. I kind of like it. People are looking at possibly PAXG being something to hedge into with their Bitcoin to make money if Bitcoin dumps. Just be careful, because it's all about, is gold strong or not? And if it's not, then maybe it's not such a good deal. But a great chart to watch is PAXG versus BTC. See the trends, look how they're happening. And if you want to actually hedge into gold, PAXG, a gold-based stable-coin, if Bitcoin goes potty, then, well, there you go. And this here is a hard chart to read. This is basically gosh, if you bought a gold ounce worth of Bitcoin, what would your chart look like? This is kind of fun to look at, and I have it over at Bitcoin Daily View. If you scroll down, you will find it right. Where is it at? Indicators used here. Bitcoin Gold shows how many how many ounces of gold to buy one BTC. That's what this chart does. It's fun to watch. It's just one of those neat things to keep up and watch how it goes. So there you go. Right now, it would cost 12.61 ounces of gold to buy a Bitcoin. Interesting, right? Sorry, it took me a while to explain that, but good charts to watch. Okay, Bitcoin right now, the top 100. We're looking at Bitcoin coming at 21,689, basically 12 ounces of gold. You can see the top 100 in general today are in the green. This is really nice. I like seeing the market open like this. This is just glorious, glorious, glorious. And Ethereum Classic, I do not know why, pumping up 15% today. Who cares? Why? I'll take it. Polygon, Matic, basically, Matic is kicking it up like 10% today. Matic's definitely been a machine recently. This is one thing that does concern me so far is if we do look over here, we do have Bitcoin trading volume explicitly is over 4 billion, good enough for a good day. But our spot trading pairs in general and all the big exchanges are in the red. They're basically just the volume's not really there. I think in general what's probably happening is people are sort of, even though the market is good, I think we're seeing a little bit of apprehension. People are kind of waiting to actually get this volume going until the Fed actually makes its announcement efficiently. Watch for this to possibly turn up when that happens. It is a concern that it's low, but the market's doing pretty good, top 100 at least, and Bitcoin's got good volume, so people aren't really doing much else. Even though the market's doing good, top 100 wise, we're not seeing spot volume on the exchanges. Who knows, man? Like I say, I think it's probably just an apprehension to make a lot of alt trades right now. Even though the top 100 alts are doing well, I can't explain it. I just report the news. I don't necessarily understand it. Okay, 53% long, 46% short for Bitcoin on Binance. I like that. 44% long, 55% short for Ethereum on Binance. Interesting. Long bias for Bitcoin, short bias for Ethereum. Interesting. Candles by Sam, and right here, the volume spread for VSA. I'm going to go over this real quickly. Basically, when you get 3 negative candles, they're going to be yellow. When you get 3 positive candles, they're going to be purple. Yeah. So basically, there's bearish and there's bullish candles. So the indicator shows bearish and bullish candles in a series. I describe the sequence of bullish candles, higher highs, and bearish lower lows. Purple represents bullish sequence and yellow represents bearish. This chart does not really reflect that, but we'll look at it. This is really great, and for me, it helps in the 45-minute chart, and the 4-hour chart. Even the 15-minute chart. If you're going that, if you're playing that hardcore, 3 bullish to 3 bearish candles in a row, it helps to see the immediate velocity of the chart, and I think I found it to be very, very useful. This comes straight from something that one of the big guys at Blockchain Education found, Jonathan Regan. He turned us on to this, and it's really very valuable. Check it out. I put it in the live chat. Volume spread for VSA. Basically, this is not traditional buy-sell volume. What we're looking at here is green is average volume, blue is low volume, yellow is definitely higher volume, and red is off the charts volume, okay? And it's not representing buy-sell volume. This is really, really important because it's a great way to see it, especially on the daily chart and the 4-hour chart. you can see institutional buys coming in, institutional traffic, and you can see it affecting the chart. And I'm finding that's very, very interesting. It helps you find alts where definitely institutions are getting in and they're moving it the way they want it. And I think overall, seeing how some alts are doing that, and how Bitcoin has been, but just kind of stopped, it does appear that institutional money is entering the crypto market and making it do what it wants. And so far, it's been pretty bullish. I like that. So that comes straight from Blockchain Education. You can check it over at you can check that out over at BitcoinToLeave.com. We have weekly calls where we have basically, genius traders and market experts talk about all this amazing stuff like this. So you're getting a little bit of insight here for free. All it costs you is like this and share it and comment, because it just helps get the word out, and people who would not usually find this content do. So 4.1 billion in trading volume for Bitcoin. I'll take it. Looking at FinViz here, the Dow up let me refresh this just in case. The Dow up 0.4%, love it. NASDAQ up 2.72%, love it. S&P 500 up 1.47. This is wonderful. I guess the Fed's announcement is going to be, it's already factored in the market. To me, I just think, how could the Fed really be making these, whatever move it's going to do, and the big financial houses and banks not know? It just seems to me like there's a conference call and we ain't on it. And I don't think whatever they're going to do today is a surprise to big money. I just don't see it. I think it's allegedly just saying could be one great big, because think about it, we know we can go to Zero Hedge and you can see what most likely is going to happen. So if we kind of know pretty sure what's going to happen, I bet the big money certainly knows what's going to happen. They're probably all on the same conference call when they all decide it. You know what I mean? Allegedly. All right. So FinViz, as you can see, this is the S&P 500. In general, we're in the green. Microsoft doing really great. Google's doing really great. Amazon's doing great. Tesla's doing good. Meta, evil, the center of is doing great. Apple's doing great. Energy sector is light green, not doing too bad today. Let's see how it rose. How it rolls. Healthcare dumping today, not so darn great. Anyway, boom. So fortunate, the S&P 500 not looking bad. Waiting for that announcement today, but so far I think we're going to see a green day. And Bitcoin is about 91% tied to the S&P 500. So if the S&P 500 is doing good today, you can kind of expect Bitcoin to do well also. So here's what I wanted to get into. If we look here, this is the 45-minute chart, and it's the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin. As you can see, this range right here we're in, this is one of the things the big money likes to do. And something which has kind of been perplexing me is, here's what you'd expect here on the 4-hour chart. You would see this, and you would say, okay, institutional money, big money came in, and they moved it the way they wanted. Then they just kind of sat it out, it dumped, and then of course you can see and here's where you can see the candles by Sam. You can actually see 3 green candles in a row. So you get that. Here you go, 4 yellow candles in a row. That's a downtrend. It really helps you see these little trends in the chart and where things are going. And here it's going up. So pretty much you can kind of see where the volume kind of came in here, here. And you see this doji with these long wicks. Definitely a kind of a bull and bear battle there. It got basically the bulls won. It started moving up. Been a bit of a struggle here. Some nice jaggedness to this chart. You can see here where the institutional money probably came in and kept it moving up where they wanted it. Then they just kind of sit it out and they let it roll. And eventually you'll probably see this didn't amount to anything here. This little bit of a move here, some institutional money possibly, since the Madrid ribbons had turned red. We were hitting that 200 moving average. Maybe they gave a little push and it began to move up, but it doesn't seem like too convincing. So anyway, I'm noticing how if you look back at definite institutional buy-sell volume, which you can see here, you can see how it affected the chart. You can see it here. You can see how it affected the chart. You can see it here, how it affected the chart. They're kind of just, what I'm wondering is are they just sort of keeping it sideways in this here and just giving it little bumps when they need to keep it where they want it? I'm kind of thinking that they're actually keeping this right here in this range. It would make sense. I do think the big money loves a range-bound Bitcoin. I think it's something that they can really work with. Since they know what's going to happen, because they're the ones who are controlling, what's going to happen, they can just work their plan, whatever it is. Wouldn't surprise me if institutions were just rocking, buying right here and accumulating, and then bam, it's going to take off. One thing is, when they do things like this, they can't hide that accumulation. So we see it, and especially on lower volume alts, and we'll go into some of that in the future this week. They really cannot hide when they're when they're putting money into something one way or the other, buying or selling. Now here's the deal: looking at the daily chart, you can see we've gotten some nice volume spikes here, and that's definitely, in my opinion. So here's this little sideways range we've been in here on the daily, and you can see it does seem to me that the institutional money. And that's just my, theory. I am kind of, this is something that Blockchain Education was talking about. Jonathan Regan, who was talking about it, he can articulate it and display it way, way better than I can. But this is just kind of my attempt to explain it. You can see these institutional plays here, and you can see where they dumped it. And then, of course, they dumped it again. But right here, we're seeing these big moves of institutional money, but it's just staying in this range. So it seems like they're defending that. That's where they want it. So in the daily chart, one of the things that does concern me is it's kind of weak because we are below the 50 moving average and the 20 WMA. That's not too happening. We have a green candle so far today. Let's see if we can get back over that 50 moving average and find support. One very alarming thing is this right here is the daily MACD. The tangent's beginning to turn towards a positive angle. That'd be really, really great. I'm watching things very closely. If it looks like we're going to have a negative MACD cross in the daily, I do believe a lot of automated trading does happen on that. And if I really think that's getting close and the overall chart starts to look that way, I might, dump some of my Bitcoin HODL just to ride that out in case we get in case the market goes potty. Because really, the big money, institutional money, all they've been doing is kind of bumping it to keep it sideways in this range. So there's plenty of people who thought bottom. They thought bottom. Are they going to once again think bottom? We're below all important moving averages right now. It's just not so cool. So we could get a rally. It would make sense. And if you do look here, let me actually clear all this mess up. If we look at a 4-hour chart, one of the things that we do see here, which is very, very positive, but yet could it also just could be retail traders getting ready to get hammered. Okay, Bitcoin, it's been sideways on this plateau. And of course, we had a nice break above the 200 moving average back here on the 15th of July, got above the 314 moving average. We were like, yeah, it was really wonderful, but it didn't hold it. It's been dumping down. Hit the 200 moving average, got under it, kind of bounced off the 200 moving average, bounced off the bottom of the RSI cave, and now it's moving up. It's looking powerful. I would love to see some nice series of purple candles. Love to see a 314 break. Definitely, if you an important thing to watch if you have a 4-hour chart up for Bitcoin is watch that 4-hour 314 moving average. Put an alert in. If we can break above that, find support and keep going, then that's going to be great. This would have been a great spot to have kept going, but we didn't. Let's see if we can try that again. If not, just be watchful because I'm not saying they're out to get us. I'm just saying that this is a great bounce spot. We're getting back above the 200 moving average. We have in general, how the indicators look here. Indicators look, and you can actually see where we're coming down here in the 4-hour chart, hit that 200 moving average, got a little burst of institutional money there, and now it's kind of got it back going the way it wants. But they really have just been keeping it sideways in a range. Directional index is not super strong. ADX is not super strong. Squeeze indicator is not super strong. Binary candles do show we still have some upwards momentum. We're not that far gone. KRI is in the green. Stochastic RSI shows overbought. So beware. This definitely could be, I know I probably sound like some kind of a dude who lives in the middle of the Arizona desert, like in a trailer park, like in the middle of the desert, like, afraid of the man's coming to get us, but really watch out because I could see that happening. We could definitely dump to a new low and continue sideways. That could happen. Just beware, especially if we start getting close to this daily MACD cross. If my little alert goes off for a daily MACD cross, if I'm not already out, I'm going to be out then, I assure you. Okay, so anyway, XMR, something that Jonathan Regan pointed out at the call the other night, actually last night. So I'm giving some of our secrets away, but I won't always do that. You should go and sign up for a month and join the team. You'll be glad you did. XMR, he noticed that before Bitcoin tends to take a dump, oftentimes you'll see XMR start to get volume and start to move. And a lot of reasons for that. It could be a place to hide capital gains, etc. Anyway, this could be an agreement between big whales. But anyway, XMR doing really, really well right now. You can see here's that top that it was finding resistance on getting through. We're breaking through it right now. We recently had 3 purple candles in a row. Nice upwards momentum. This is just great. We're breaking out. ADX is still kind of low, but directional X is in the green. Binary candles are looking good. Squeeze indicator is about to go back into the green. Keep our eyes right. Stochastic RSI shows overbought, but we're in the right spot. This could be a killer play. You could put your stop basically right below this top we've got here. It looks like we're breaking above it. You can give a little bit more time to be certain. And if you're in this and you're in it via USD, or if you're in this, you could also play this. I do believe XMR BTC. You can play it against BTC too. It's on Binance, Bitfinex, Kraken, KuCoin. So I'm sure you got an exchange where you can play it. XMR versus BTC is just kicking it at the top of the RSI cave after some purple candles. And now it's still pushing. And this chart looks pretty darn strong. So we could definitely see a continuation here. In fact, this is really kind of stronger than it is against USD. Gosh, can you make kind of a channel here? You kind of could. You can get pretty dapper and daring here, and you could be like, bam, 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 just possibly wait for that thing to come down to the middle of the channel. Or you could almost just say like this was the channel and it broke above. So let's see if it's going to come back down to the mid-range, or if it's going to go above and find support on top of this channel and keep going. So XMR definitely one to watch. This could be a strong play. So with that said, be careful when Bitcoin dumps. If it does dump, that might take XMR with it for a little while, but it might be a nice spot to ride some gains as Bitcoin recovers. I'm watching it close. Versus USDT, it looks pretty good too. Ape, I like Ape. Ape versus USDT is looking strong. It dumped with Bitcoin. It did not make the 200 moving average. It stayed above, bounced off the bottom of its RSI cave, and it's moving back up. Indicators in general are looking really, really strong. Ape versus USDT. This could be a continuation. We certainly could keep going. I think you could actually get a little bit daring here, and you could do a parallel channel. Bam, and just say we're in a channel and we hit the bottom, bam, we're moving back up. This could be great. The ADX is kind of not where I'd like it to be. Directional index is not quite green enough. We're not seeing any of these little, see, here's just a 4-hour chart. Okay, we're not seeing any institutional bumps yet, big money coming in. I'm gonna start watching for those. Watch the squeeze indicator to start to turn green. KRI go in the green, directional index get in the green, ADX turn up more. And definitely see some institutional bumps, some big money coming here. Would not surprise me if we rode this thing back to the top of this channel. And if you rode that thing to the top of the channel, what might you gain if you did? Where's my forecast here? So if you rode it from right where it is right now, about to the top of the channel, you're looking like 29% in like 3 days or so. Just taking it, just looking at that natural swing. There you go. So this is interesting. It's great stuff. Here's another indicator I wanted to mention. This is called the squeeze indicator. Just search for squeeze and you'll find it over at bitcoindailyview.com. This is one that actually is really great for just riding the natural swings. It's made by one of the best Pine scripters ever. This guy, I think it's Lazy Bear created this. I think it's really, really great stuff. Get to know this one. If you do some custom tuning on it, it really, really matches crypto really, really well. But that is a secret I'm going to have to keep for blockchain education, because that's where that came from. This is free, but the default tuning will work. If you do the blockchain education tuning, you're really going to have something special with this indicator. So think about coming over and joining the team. And as always, everybody, remember, most importantly, for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, a piece of shit globalist cries, and they need to. So I think humanity might be winning, and the Bitcoin truth seekers, thanks for being a part of it, and I will see you in the Great Awakening.